Should I throw the Pit Vipers on too?
What do you want to do after high school?
I want to take a break because I really have no idea what I should do. I hope that if I do well enough in school, I can continue to university and study engineering or something like that. But it's kind of up in the air right now.
I plan on going to Sask Polytech in Saskatoon and taking the agricultural equipment technician program. And then a few years after that, I hope to have my own ranch and a few hundred head of cattle and then just work off that.
Well, currently, I've been working at Patterson Agriculture since grade 11, and I signed my apprenticeship papers, so they're going to be sending me to school here after high school, and I'm going to be working as an ag tech mechanic there.
I want to become a city police officer.
I want to try and go to university and then pursue music as a passion.
I think I'm just gonna stay back and take a gap year.
At the moment, all I know is that I want to go to Bible school. I'm not exactly sure where, but that is as far as my plans go.
Probably go into fashion over in Calgary, so that's kind of what I've been focused on.
Hopefully go to university and possibly become like an addictions counselor.
I want to go to university for engineering.
I plan to move to Saskatoon and then eventually go to Sask Polytech to become an educational assistant.
What's your favorite memory from your time here at the comp?
I kicked a pudding cup into a locker and it exploded. It wasn't funny at the time, but looking back, it was really stupid, and I just think it's funny now.
My favorite memory from here at the comp would be all the different football road trips and time spent with all the guys on the football team. That's be my favorite thing to do.
The outdoor ed trips from grade 9 till 10, I guess.
Hanging out in the student lounge with my friends, just laughing and chatting.
At the comp, my favorite memory I would say would have to be the band trip when we went to Calgary.
I really enjoyed being in drama during the time I was in drama, but I no longer do that.
A lot of the music, because I'm in all the music department, and that brings back a lot of good memories, but also just having fun with my friends in class, having fun discussing what we're learning.
Would probably be in 10th grade with the junior team of basketball. So there's a lot of fun times there, so yeah.
Probably back in grade 9 when I went to provincials in Regina for drama club.
I would say in grade 10 when the Colts soccer team won the league championship.
My favorite memory was probably the first day of grade 9 because I was put in a class with my best friend and I got to learn new people.
Who's your favorite teacher and why?
My favorite teacher is Mr. Martins because shop class is my favorite class, and well, he's really good to be around.
Miss Waynes, when she was here, I just liked how passionate she was about teaching and music and having an impact on students, and it was just a breath of fresh air.
I'd say Mr. Carnahan is my favorite teacher. I don't know, because he teaches auto body and teaches me quite a few things on auto body, I guess.
Probably Miss Cave because she's really nice and lenient.
My favorite teacher I would say is Mrs. Guttram.
I really liked Miss Simonson because she was always so inclusive and she always taught very well.
And my favorite teacher, I've always loved all my music teachers and all that, but I gotta say, in grade 9, Mrs. Braun was my favorite teacher just because her class was just the best.
Miss Cave for ELA because I feel like she pays attention to more of the students and how they feel and cares more about how everything is going on nowadays.
I'd say Miss Chalk just because she's got like a nice energy to be around.
I'd have to say Dan Marchand, just because he's a wrestling coach and just nice to everybody.
My favorite teacher is Ms. McGuire because she's like the reason why I got through math and science in grade 10.
What did you think about the comp in grade 9 and what do you think now?
I was at a different school and I was worried about meeting new people, and nowadays I don't really think much of it. It's just a big building. I don't know. I don't really worry much about the school itself.
Well, I didn't come here in grade 9. I came here in grade 11. But when I did come here, I thought it was a lot better because all the different classes compared to my old school. And now I think it was the right decision. I just wish I came here in like grade 10 or grade 9 so that I could take more of these shop classes and be around all these people I met, and maybe I would have met some more people.
In grade 9, I thought it was very intimidating, but now it's just a school.
So in grade 9, I would say I thought of the comp as a pretty scary place, as it was the only high school in the city. But now, as I think of it, I think it's a pretty decent school, and I just feel like everyone gets nervous at some point. But other than that, I would say with time, it gets better.
I thought the school was really, really big and there was just a lot of confusion, but now I just find it really simple to find my way around, and there's a lot of nice people.
In grade 9, it was interesting. You know, there was a much bigger school and there is a lot more to do and a lot more classes, but now I'm just very used to it and I'm comfortable with it, and it's just my school.
In grade 9, I thought of the comp as like just a bigger school. I wasn't really like awfully too scared of anybody that was here, so.
It was a bit scary just because it was a bit more of a bigger school, but now I just feel like it's like comfortable.
In grade 9, I think the comp was super intimidating. Like, there's so many big people, so many new people, and now it's just whatever. You just walk around, you know where you're going, and you don't really pay much attention.
I thought of it as a big place where you're piled up in homework, and now I think it's just a chill place where you're not piled in homework and you're able to hang out with friends.
What's your favorite club or extracurricular activity?
Well, my favorite club obviously is football. That's really the only club or extracurricular activity that I take part in, so it'd have to be football.
Outdoor ed was my favorite.
Not in any.
Here I would say favorite club, in a way I would say band, I would say, because I feel like it was like a special type of class because we got to travel.
I guess really the only thing I do now is choir, so.
Definitely jazz band, just because, man, when you're playing jazz and you're in the groove, it's just such a good time.
My favorite club would probably be basketball because it's something that I've just always wanted to do.
Probably drama club.
My favorite club would be wrestling or soccer. Those two are pretty close. Yeah, I can't really pick between them.
I wasn't really in one, but I like the yearbook club because you're able to be creative in that club.
If you could go back in time to something you regret, what would you change?
My marks.
If I could go back in time and change something that I regretted, I would go back and I would come to the comp at an earlier age, like grade 10 or grade 9.
Honestly, I have no regrets. I have no regrets.
So if I was to go back, I would say I would try and listen more, because I got into an accident and that was my fault. So I feel like I would go back and change and rethink and process and then continue.
I would probably go back and take the correct courses instead of having to take them not through our school.
I don't know. There's nothing big that really comes to mind.
Probably being late to almost every class. I would change that. Don't be like that.
Probably nothing, because I wouldn't be where I am today.
I would go back and not stress so much about marks and how I was doing in each of my classes, and I would just enjoy the time that I had.
I wish I wasn't so anxious about my marks because they weren't even that bad.
If there's something you can tell a grade 9 student, what would you say?
Join as much clubs as you can that you enjoy. Find something new.
I would tell that grade 9 that when they're young and while they're in grade 9, grade 10, or grade 11, they should try to take all their harder classes like their maths, their English, their science histories, so that come grade 12, like I am in, I am able to take all these shop classes and it makes the day go by a lot smoother and there's not so much stress.
Get your license early.
If there was something I'll tell a grade 9 student is that not to be nervous, but just try and take your time, because it's time that will help you out.
Try to stay out of trouble and just get your work done when you need to. It'll make it easier in the long run.
I would say join band or choir because we need people in band and choir, man.
Practice driving and don't be like the grade 12s and take up 2 or 3 car spots.
Probably don't worry about what other people think, just kind of be yourself.
Take the classes that you think might be necessary for university. Even if it's not 100% that you're going to go into that, still take the class. It's good to learn, and if you do end up needing it, then you have it.
Don't worry about that one day where your hair looks bad. No one will remember it 10 days from now.
Did you picture yourself here in grade 9?
In grade 9, I would say yes and no. I would say yes because I was getting prepared to come here back in elementary school. And I would say no because with time you can't really expect anything. You just go with the flow.
Yes and no. The no being that I did not expect that come the spring of grade 10 there would be COVID, which kind of ruined everything. But I did believe I'd be here taking a lot more shop classes and just kind of relaxed and not having to worry about all my maths and Englishes.
Yes and no. I was really going to stay back at my old school, and then I really got looking at what this school had to offer, and then here I am.
No.
No, I didn't.
I honestly didn't. Honestly, I'm not that kind of person that really thinks about where I'm gonna be in in a couple of years and what exactly that's gonna look like. I just knew that I was gonna take all the classes that I'm taking now, and that's where I am. So I guess I pictured myself here, but it's really, I don't know, it's just has become what it has become.
No, I did not. I pictured myself going to totally something different for high school.
No.
Absolutely not. Grade 9, I thought I'd be somebody completely different, but I think I'm happy with where I am now.
Yes, I am kind of what I pictured who I was. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about your period 2 class?
I usually like chemistry and physics and whatnot, and I just enjoy learning about the universe. It's fun to know things.
My favorite part of my period 2 class is that it is mechanics class. It's the class that I get to come in and work on different vehicles and learn about vehicles I've never heard of. I learn more about how to take vehicles apart. Right now, I'm disassembling an inline 6 engine. I've never disassembled an engine other than little lawnmower engines. And it's really just building up my knowledge of the mechanical world.
Being able to work hands-on on engines, transmissions, just pretty much anything automotive in general.
Probably that once I'm done it, I get to leave high school.
Being there and learning new things because it gets the mind thinking.
I think the teacher for my chemistry class is really funny and quite nice. He has a lot of stories to tell, which are always quite interesting.
All the boys. We sit at the back table in Miss Bailey's class, and we learn math, and like she just kind of blows our mind, and we just sit there just like with our minds blown together, and then we just, we help each other, and it's just a good time. Math with the boys is always fun.
The people that are in it, like everybody else, and just typing on the computer is really fun, and especially because Mrs. Bender teaches it.
I have quite a few of my friends in that class, so that's pretty nice.
I think just hanging out with people, doing projects, working as a group is a really good thing to learn how to do.
I'm surrounded by my friends and chill people, so I'm not really shy.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Unity Composite High School in Unity.
Swift Current Comprehensive High School.
I went to Rosetown Central High School.
Outlook High School in Outlook, Saskatchewan.
What year did you graduate?
In 2007.
1994.
So I graduated 50 divided by 2 minus 7 years ago.
2009.
How has high school changed since you graduated?
It has probably, hopefully, gotten a little more accepting of kids being who they are, but I know it's not perfect.
Technology. So students, some of my classmates had cell phones, but definitely not everyone, and we didn't have, the Chromebooks and the online classrooms and things like that. So that's been a big change. I think that the world has changed, and along with that, media and its influence on teenagers has changed a lot since I was in school.
That one would probably be, for me, the biggest thing is technology. When we were in high school, I had to use a graphing calculator to do graphing and math, and now you get to do Desmos. That's one of my most exciting things as a teacher.
It would have to be like the technology aspect of it. Computers and laptops weren't as readily available. We had a computer lab in our school, but most of the work that we did was on pencil and paper, and not as much computer was added to it.
What is your favorite part of teaching?
Getting to hang out with you guys. I know that answer is probably supposed to be like, when you have your aha moment or teaching you math, which teaching math is awesome. I love the teaching math part, but I don't know a better job than getting to hang out with you guys and getting paid for it.
My favorite part about teaching is students getting excited about things and working together and doing projects, and just sort of that, that excitement that comes with working with young people, I think, is the best.
Getting to know my students, helping them learn new things, and really helping them figure out and accomplish things that they didn't think they were going to be able to do.
Working with kids all day, every day, that's been the best part about it. Working in the shop, working construction, helping these kids work on their projects, making something that they can be proud of is kind of the biggest thing for me.
What words of advice do you have for the 2022 grad class?
If you don't have it all figured out right away, that is perfectly fine. Take some time, don't be afraid to take a gap year, work a little bit, find yourself out, figure out what you really want to do, and then go for it.
When you make macaroni and cheese, the box says you need milk and margarine, but you actually just one or the other is fine. It'll still taste good.
Stay curious about life. Despite all the really tough things you guys have gone through the last couple years, I like to think the world can still be a pretty amazing, fascinating place. So keep learning. And I know it's so cheesy, but try to just be kind to yourself and other people.
It's okay to change your mind. We go through life and we try things, and we think that we need to make everybody else happy. But my biggest thing is, I think that it's okay to try things out, and if it doesn't make you happy, try something different. It's okay to change your mind, and at the end of the day, it's you who you have to make happy.
If you could change one thing that you did in high school, what would it be?
I don't know that I would change anything that I did. I was really involved in high school. I wish I had maybe traveled more and sort of seen more of the world as a young person.
This is a really hard question. I don't really think anything. I was really fortunate. I had a great high school experience. There were some not so great things, but they weren't in my control. I had good friends. I participated in activities I loved. I worked pretty hard most of the time. So nothing, actually.
That one's hard for me. But a second language comes to my mind when I think about that one. I really did not want to put in the work to learn a second language. And so I dropped a French class and I tried some German and I dropped a German class. And now I see kids walking around the school and they talk to Mr. Marchand and I'm like, that would be so cool to know a second language.
I would have been more involved in my high school sooner. You know, in grade 12, I joined a bunch of different clubs and different teams, and I found out that there was a lot of value in a lot of those clubs. And the only thing that I really regret was not joining them sooner. Also, I would have studied harder in math and science.
What was your favorite part of high school?
Honestly, being with my friends and just doing drama and hanging out, like all the stupid little things, going to 7-Eleven, driving around for ridiculous hours in our cars, the things that you guys still do.
Extracurriculars, so sports and activities and things like that was the best.
I really liked drama. I was a drama kid in high school. I loved acting and being able to play that different part in front of other people. I also liked that it allowed me to be around other people. The being with friends and hanging out and seeing everybody at school, that was my favorite thing. Which is probably why I like being back here as a teacher, getting to hang out with you guys all the time. I love just that, being around people.
My favorite part would have to be the extracurriculars. So I was on the football team, I was on the volleyball team, I was on the curling team, I was in the drama production in grade 11 and 12. And just all of the things that the school had to offer outside of the classroom, that was kind of the biggest thing for me that I enjoyed.